Here is the site of St. Peter's Church. St. Peter's is first recorded in the Chronicles of Battle Abbey, along with a monastic house known as Llandeilidog in about 1109. Llandeilidog was founded in the 6th century and is thought that St. Peter's is the sole survivor of a number of churches associated with the monastery. St. Peter's would have been a simple timber church in this period and not the impressive stone building that we see today, which dates over around the 14th century. But as a church has served Carmarthen for over 1,500 years. Until the 19th century, St. Peter's was the only church in Carmarthen. There are a large number of important tombs and memorials inside the church. This includes the tomb of Sir Rhys ap Thomas of Dinford, who fought at the Battle of Bosworth and is reputed to have made the fatal blow to King Richard III. King Henry VII rewarded Sir Rhys by granting him large estates in Wales and making him the Knight of the Garter. During Roman times, Carmarthen was called the Maridinum, which translates to a sea fort, and it was a Roman fort and town as part of the Roman province of Britannia. Everything inside this wall shows where the original town was based. This included the site of where St. Peter's Church is at the moment and Richmond Park School. Outside these walls, towards the castle, is where the fort would have been. The fort dates back to 75 AD and lasted until about 120 AD. This replaced an original fort which was on top of Merlin's Hill. The town area inside these walls would have been a bathhouse, metalworks and shops. The school was built in 1989 and many Roman artifacts were found when laying the foundations. In the last year, the old garage and go-sport building next to the school had been demolished to build new houses where even more Roman artifacts were discovered, including pottery, roof tiles, coins, glassware and nails. In addition, a small bronze statue head, believed to be the Roman god Apollo, has also been uncovered. This is the site of the Old Oak, which stood at the junction of Priory Street and Old Oak Lane. This was also known as Merlin's Oak, as there are local tradition that Merlin the Wizard was born in Carmarthen and that he actually planted the oak. Some people also think that the oak was planted by an old schoolmaster. The tree was long dead by the 19th century, and some people thought that the tree was intentionally killed around 1800 by a local shopkeeper who objected the people congregating around the tree during all hours of the day and night. They came to this location due to the link with Merlin and as Merlin was said to have lived nearby. By 1901, the withered tree stump was supported by a stone plinth and iron railings, and a new oak had been planted nearby. A sign was hung on the old oak, which said, "When Merlin's oak shall tumble down, then shall fall Carmarthen town." In 1978, the old oak was removed completely to help improve the flow of traffic, but Carmarthen still stands strong. The remaining pieces of the oak can be seen at the County Museum in Abergwili, the Civic Hall in Knott Square, and we also have a piece at Richmond Park School. The amphitheatre in Carmarthen is one of the only 7 surviving Roman amphitheatres in the UK. It has the only above-ground Roman remains in the town and was excavated in 1968. The arena itself is 46 by 27 metres and the circumference of the seating area is 92 by 67 metres, which allowed seating for up to 5,000 people. It has stone walls and wooden seating and was much larger than would be expected for the size of the town. The amphitheatre would have been used for a variety of spectator sports, from gladiatorial combat to public executions and contests between beasts and humans. Less bloodthirsty entertainments would have included civic and military parades and celebrations for religious holy days. For some 1,500 years, the amphitheatre lay forgotten and unrecognised. It was rediscovered in 1944 when surveyors monitored the land before a new housing estate was going to be built. About a mile outside of Carmarthen is the village of Abergwili, where the Carmarthenshire County Museum can be found. Near the museum, an oxbow or horseshoe lake can be found, which is the site of Bishop's Pond. This marks the course of River Towie at the close of the 18th century. On the night of Llanfair Fair, on July 17, 1802, there was a great flood and the River Towie diverted its course, leaving the stretch known as Bishop's Pond cut off. Before this, boats brought up coal from Carmarthen to the Bishops of St David's Palace. The museum started its life in the 1280s as a college of priests, which then became the Palace of Bishops of St David's between 1542 and 1974. It was here that the New Testament and the Book of Common Prayer were first translated into Welsh in 1567. Next to the grand piano downstairs, there is also a large piece of the old oak which stood at Priory Street. At present, the museum tells the rich history of the county through a diverse collection of artefacts, paintings and portraits. In addition, there is a notable collection of Welsh furniture and costume, a Victorian-era village schoolroom, articles associated with the county farmings and agricultural heritage, and an exhibition on World War II's home front. The large hill on the edge of Abergwili is the site of Merlin's Hill. The summit of Merlin's Hill is enclosed by the banks and ditches of an Iron Age hill fort which was built around 400 BC. The steep slopes and rocky banks provided a strong protection around the fort. The Roman armies entered the Towie Valley in AD 75 and created a fort and town in Moridinum, the modern Carmarthen, but the hill fort may have still been a focus of economic power, including seasonal fairs and tribal gatherings. Gerald of Wales wrote in 1188 that Merlin was born in the town. There are many versions of Merlin's life, magical powers and his link with King Arthur. Merlin was Arthur's guardian and is said to have lived in a cave on Merlin's Hill. This cave was not only his home, but became his tomb, as according to legend, he was locked there in bonds of enchantment by his lover. The cave has become lost with the passage of time, but many still hear Merlin clanking his chains on Merlin's Hill. Oh, there he is! We hope you enjoyed our Minecraft project. Thank you for taking this tour through Carmarthen with us. Please check out our other videos to find out more about the history of Carmarthen. Diolch am gwylio.